Rasmus Lerdorf sits down at his cluttered desk in 1995 to manage his personal online resume. He realizes that the existing CGI scripts in Perl are far too heavy and slow for his simple needs. To solve this performance issue, he decides to write a series of lightweight common gateway interface binaries in the C programming language. These new C binaries execute quickly and allow him to track visits to his online resume effortlessly. He names this simple suite of tools Personal Homepage Tools, which soon becomes known as PHP Byte. He integrates a system to communicate with databases, creating a more dynamic web experience. This new iteration is dubbed PHP FI, standing for Personal Homepage Forms Interpreter. Instead of keeping the source code private, he shares it on an early internet discussion group. He hopes that other developers will use the tools to fix bugs and improve the core code. The release sparks immediate interest among early webmasters who are desperate for simple dynamic web solutions. Programmers from around the world begin sending him patches and feature requests daily. He spends his nights compiling these community contributions into the main PHP FI codebase. By the end of the year, thousands of rudimentary websites are powered by his C binaries. He implements early support for the EMSQL database, expanding the tool's capabilities significantly. The simplicity of embedding code directly into HTML files makes PHP incredibly popular. He famously states that he never actually intended to write a completely new programming language. He views himself more as a problem solver than a traditional software engineer. As the code base grows, it becomes increasingly difficult to manage the complex parsing logic alone. The original parser, written from scratch, struggles to handle the advanced demands of the growing user base. Two developers in Israel, Andy Gutmans and CF Suraski, contact him with a proposal. They have completely rewritten the core parser to build a robust e-commerce application. He agrees to collaborate with them, realizing their parser is far superior to his own. Together they decide to drop the FI and simply call the new version PHP. They also establish the recursive acronym PHP, Hypertext Preprocessor, to sound more professional. The release of PHP 3 in 1998 marks a major turning point for the language. Its extensible architecture allows external developers to easily write new modules for the language. He travels to various tech meetups to evangelize the benefits of dynamic web development. He consistently emphasizes practicality and getting things done over rigid computer science theory. During presentations, he often live codes to demonstrate how quickly a database-driven page can be built. By 1999, PHP is installed on tens of thousands of web servers globally. Gutmans and Suraski begin working on a massive rewrite of PHP's core, which they call the Zend engine. He helps ensure that the transition to PHP 4 will not break millions of existing websites. The release of PHP 4 introduces massive performance improvements and session handling. He becomes a prominent figure in the booming open-source software movement of the early 2000s. He writes articles for major programming journals, explaining the philosophy behind PHP. He insists that PHP's low barrier to entry is a feature, not a flaw. In 2022, he joins Yahoo, one of the largest technology companies in the world at the time. As an infrastructure architecture engineer at Yahoo, his task is to scale PHP for millions of concurrent users. He works closely with Yahoo's security teams to harden the language against emerging web vulnerabilities. He creates tools to track memory leaks and performance bottlenecks across Yahoo's vast network. He frequently mentors junior developers, teaching them how to write efficient, low-level code. He helps transition Yahoo's massive front-end properties to heavily rely on customized PHP implementations. Despite his corporate role, he remains deeply involved in the global open-source community. He often travels globally to deliver keynote speeches at major PHP conferences. At a conference in Paris, he famously declares that he actually hates programming and only does it to solve problems. This pragmatic philosophy resonates strongly with web developers who prioritize shipping products over writing elegant algorithms. He continuously pushes for performance optimizations, stating that saving CPU cycles saves the planet's energy. He advocates for the removal of legacy features in PHP 5, though it causes friction in the community.
Open the frame, watch it come alive. Lines on the glass turn into design. One clean move and the whole thing shifts. You tap the edge, now the future fits. Hold that spark, keep it sharp, feel the code in your palm. All the noise falls away, now the signal leads the way. Built for the next move, built for the next move. Sharp and alive tonight. Built for the next move, built for the next move. Everything feels right.
He works on mitigating the controversial magic quotes feature to improve security. After 7 years of scaling massive systems, he decides to leave Yahoo in 2009. He takes some time off to focus on personal projects and contribute to other open-source initiatives. He joins WebPay in 2010 to help scale their AP architecture. His expertise in handling high-volume web traffic proves invaluable to the growing payment processor. In 2012, he makes a significant career move by joining Etsy. At Etsy, he is tasked with optimizing the performance of one of the world's largest PHP codebases. He collaborates with Etsy's engineering team to introduce strict profiling tools into their deployment pipeline. He champions the use of HHVM, HiFop Virtual Machine, to dramatically speed up page load times. He eventually helps lead Etsy's transition back to standard PHP when PHP 7 is released. He heavily promotes PHP 7, highlighting its massive improvements in memory usage and execution speed. He demonstrates how PHP 7 allows servers to handle twice as many requests with the same hardware. He travels extensively to educate enterprise companies on the financial benefits of upgrading their servers. He frequently tweets about the importance of writing secure code and avoiding common vulnerabilities. He continues to review C code patches submitted to the PHP core repository. He gives interviews where he reflects on the unexpected global impact of his simple 1T95 scripting tool. 2. He expresses surprise that PHP eventually powered over 70% of the world's websites. He argues that PHP's success is entirely due to the vibrant community of developers worldwide. He focuses on improving the static analysis tools available to PHP developers. He works with the PHP core team to implement strict typing features in modern versions. He regularly tests new alpha releases of PHP on his own personal infrastructure before public release. He often jokes about his lack of formal computer science training during his public talks. He continues to emphasize that technology is just a tool to connect people and businesses. He celebrates the release of PHP 8, noting its revolutionary just-in-time compiler. He analyzes the performance metrics of the GET compiler, showing significant speed-ups for mathematical computations. He remains active on GitHub, merging pull requests and providing feedback on core architecture. He is recognized with numerous awards for his lifetime contribution to the open web. He is inducted into various technology halls of fame alongside other internet pioneers. He regularly participates in podcasts discussing the past, present, and future of back-end development. He advises startup founders on how to scale their technical infrastructure without burning venture capital. He advocates for the mental health of open-source maintainers, acknowledging the intense pressure of the job. He shares stories of the intense burnout he experienced during the early days of maintaining PHP, but he emphasizes the importance of stepping away from the keyboard and enjoying life outside of code. He often uses his platform to champion environmental causes, linking inefficient code to carbon emissions. He watches proudly as PHP continues to power modern giants like WordPress, Wikipedia, and Facebook. He reflects on his journey from a simple CGI script to the backbone of the internet. He attends a retrospective panel at a tech summit, sitting alongside other creators of foundational web technologies. He signs copies of his old O'Reilly PHP books for nostalgic veteran developers. He leads a masterclass on writing extensions for the PHP core using modern CA. He participates in a documentary about the history of the open-source software movement. He continues to be a pragmatic voice of reason during heated online debates about web frameworks. He reviews security audits of the PHP engine to ensure it remains safe against modern exploits. He helps organize a global virtual conference for PHP developers during the pandemic. He donates his time to build internal tools for non-profit organizations using PHP Byte. He writes a foreword for a new textbook on modern web architecture. He continues to tinker with personal side projects to test new ideas. He remains humble despite his immense contribution to the digital age. His legacy as the creator of PHP remains one of the most remarkable stories of accidental success in tech.
Open the frame, watch it come alive. Lines on the glass turn into design. One clean move and the whole thing shifts. You tap the edge, now the future fits. Hold that spark, keep it sharp, feel the code in your palm. All the noise falls away, now the signal leads the way. Built for the next move, built for the next move. Sharp and alive tonight. Built for the next move, built for the next move. Everything feels right.